Hey y'all, hi. So after basically months of dry skin, no matter what I did, and kind of that feeling that there was a rough top layer of my skin, even if I exfoliated, even if I moisturized a lot, recently, suddenly, my skin has gotten really soft. It's like that top layer has melted away. And every time I touch my own face to apply product, I'm like, wow, I'm really doing something right. You know, skincare is kind of mysterious. One's needs change with the seasons of the year and the seasons of one's life. And I feel like there's kind of an alchemy among the products that one's using. It's never really just one magical miracle thing. So take all of this with a grain of salt. But I thought that I would just come on camera for a quick little video, tell you what I'm using on my skin, because for some reason it's working and it's not a huge, intense, complicated routine. You know, some of the products are expensive, some of them are a little bit less expensive, but it's all kind of normal, attainable stuff that is widely available and relatively straightforward. So I hope this feels worth watching. If this happens to be your first time to my channel, then hello and welcome. My name is Hannah. I make a pretty broad spectrum of videos. This is technically a beauty channel, but I also talk a lot about fashion. Some of my videos are more essayistic and theoretical, and then some of them are straight down the middle beauty content, which is what I'm filming today. If you find yourself enjoying yourself, then I hope you'll subscribe. And now let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you about the products that I've been using for a long time already that I'm still using first, because I feel like it's relevant. That's like the underpinning of my current skincare routine. And then I'm going to tell you about the things that I've added recently, because it is there. It's in that second group that the change lies. It's something about what I've added recently, I think, but I think it's everything working together in concert. So it's important for me to give you the background of the things that I've been using and that I've continued to use. And then at the end, I'll tell you roughly like what the order is of events, kind of what I'm applying in the morning, what I'm applying in the evening, and what I'm applying first, second, and third, etc. So the two products that I've been using for the longest at this point that I'm currently using are Sunday Riley Good Genes and the Ren Evercalm Overnight Recovery Balm. Sunday Riley Good Genes is a product that I selected as a heavy duty, kind of as deep as I could go exfoliator when I had to stop using retinol when I got pregnant. When it's safe for me to do so, I will reincorporate retinol, and that will probably kick this product out of my routine. But I think I have to wait until I'm no longer breastfeeding to do that. I actually need to double check about that, but that's the impression that I've gotten. And in any case, when it's time to do that, it's going to be a long process. I need to do it mindfully. I need to kind of prepare, because starting on retinol, which is essentially what I'll be doing, starting again, can be rough on the skin. So I'm just continuing with this until I know that it's time to go back to retinol and I feel like I have brain space and capacity to make that switch. This is a deeply exfoliating lactic acid. And you know, exfoliation, deep exfoliation does all sorts of things. Brightening, staving off signs of aging, keeping skin from being dull. And in the past, this product, which is pretty intense, would always just bring my skin right back to that fresh, soft, glowy place. But for some reason, I think as the seasons changed, it was no longer enough on its own. So I've been using this the whole time, even as my skin was feeling kind of dull and dry. This was probably keeping it from getting worse than that, but it wasn't enough. It needed some other things mixed into my routine. But in any case, I really believe in this product. The only issue with it is that it's pretty expensive. It also has a very strong lemongrass scent. I kind of like that, but it's something that you should know. And my second sort of beloved, classic, long-used product, the Ren Evercalm Overnight Recovery Balm, is a really interesting product. Hopefully you'll be able to see in the close-up footage of the texture that it's balm-like, but also kind of jelly-like. It's this translucent balm. It looks like Vaseline, but it's not greasy like Vaseline. When you touch it, it starts to melt a little bit, though it does retain its chunkiness. But as you blend it into the skin, it really melts almost to the point of an oil, but kind of like a dry oil. It's like a solid state dry oil. It's not necessarily a nourishing product, like a deep ingredient product. It's more of a calming layer on the skin that soothes overnight. It can help lock in moisture, especially if it's not too dry. But I think of it as like a light oil layer, like a light sealant. It's really a pleasure to apply. And because I'm always battling redness, I appreciate anything that combats redness and kind of calms and soothes the skin. And then in conjunction with those two, I have used up this entire bottle of Ren Ever Calm Redness Relief Serum. Even though it looks like there's a little bit in the bottom, I can't get any more out with the pump, so I can't really show you the texture, but it's a great medium weight serum. It feels like it's adding moisture, and it is more of a deep ingredients product to combat redness. I do think that it's been helping moisturize and calm my skin all of these months that I've been using it. But the three of these together, in addition to other things that I had sort of tested out or cycled in and then cycled out or used up, weren't doing enough to get me to that place of really soft, smooth, plump feeling skin. They were helping, they were doing what they do well, but they weren't enough on their own. So here are the things that I've started using more recently, some of which I think have been the ticket. My cleansing routine is relatively new, and I don't think I've talked about it on camera yet. I don't think that these are necessarily the products that have gotten me there, but I want to share everything I'm doing, again, because I think that sometimes things work in concert in mysterious ways. Both of these products are from Indee, and they were sent in PR. So were the Ren products, by the way, except that the recovery balm is something I've bought myself several times. These ones happen to be brand gifts, but this is something that I spent my own money on for years and years, and I bought Sunday Riley Good Jeans myself. But Indee recently sent me a handful of things in PR. They're so wonderful, and I particularly love the cleansers. The Indee Cleansing Balm, the perfect balm cleanser. It is sort of a solid state oil, but it's beefy enough that it doesn't immediately go to liquid as soon as I start rubbing it into my face. It stays in that balm format until I really add a lot of water and start rinsing it away. It dissolves my makeup, including tough mascara. It doesn't irritate the eyes at all. It's not irritating in any way. It feels pretty mild. It's unscented. And then when I start adding water, it completely emulsifies, turns a little bit milky, and rinses away without leaving any sort of thick or oily residue. It is absolutely perfect. I also prefer the tube format for a balm. The one drawback I could potentially think of is that it's in this aluminum tube. So when it gets down to it, when there's not much left and I'm trying to squeeze it out, I could see it being frustrated that it's in this kind of slick aluminum tube and I'm trying to get at it in the shower. I'm definitely going to need a key for it, and I do have some keys. They might have come with a key, I can't remember, but I just anticipate a little bit of frustration as we get to the end of the road with this product. However, everything else about it is perfect. I would buy this with my own money if I were out there buying a cleansing balm. It's definitely one of the best I've ever used. Right now, it feels like the best. And then the beautiful Indee Brightening Cleanser. This is a really interesting product because functionally it is a very mild, pleasant gel cleanser that works up a little bit of a fine lather, but isn't like a foaming cleanser at all. It doesn't feel in any way harsh, stripping, or soapy. Cosmetically, just in terms of the substance and the way that it functions, it's really perfect. And it has a beautiful strawberry scent. I really, really like it. I like these Indee products a lot. So it doesn't feel like it's doing any heavy lifting. It just feels like it's doing its one job, which is the physical removal of impurities, really, really well, and in a way that's delightful to interact with. But in fact, it's mildly exfoliating. And it says here on the bottle, how to use: apply to damp skin, massage and rinse. For an exfoliating mask, leave on for 5 minutes before rinsing. So it has, I can't remember, it doesn't have it on the bottle here, the ingredients, but I believe that it has some AHAs in it. It's not super intense. I can't imagine it causing any kind of burning or tingling. It's not doing that intense, like skin sloughing, exfoliating, chemical exfoliating the way that Sunday Riley Good Jeans does do and would do if you used it as a mask, for example. But I like that it feels very mild and approachable and just like a pleasant everyday product, but it's doing that much more. You know, it's doing a little bit more. And I wonder if, even though I don't think of cleansers as treatment products. And I think that when cleansers have a bunch of treatment claims, that's a little bit misleading because they aren't on your face for very long and they really just wash down the drain. The ingredients that you want in your skin, you want them elsewhere. Cleansers just perform a physical function, you know? But I wonder if cleansing my face with this day after day is contributing just a little bit to the increased softness that I'm experiencing in my skin. But even if it isn't, it's beautiful. This is such a great cleansing duo. So I've been cleansing with those, and I've also been doing some masking. This is a product that I bought kind of on a lark when I was in Ulta because I was looking for a cream mask to to use in the bath. I've been trying to take more baths lately. I don't have very much time, so even a sheet mask feels like a little bit too much. I need a mask that I can put on really easily and wash off really easily, and that will do a lot in a short amount of time. So I was kind of poking around Ulta and I came across this. Is the TULA Skincare Self-Care Sunday Nourishing Face Mask. So the directions say to leave it on for 10 minutes and then use a tissue or a damp towel to remove and massage in the excess. So that's like the perfect parameters for me. Sometimes I'm able to leave it on for longer than 10 minutes, but I like that these directions indicate that you can leave it on the skin and massage some of it into the skin, so it's not so intense that you have to wash every single bit of it off to then go on with your life. It can be rinsed or just wiped off with a damp towel, which also makes it really easy to just fit in among the cracks in one's day. Also, when I picked this up in Ulta and I was considering it, I saw that it has prickly pear in it, and I have had really good experiences with prickly pear as an ingredient in cream masks before. Like, I've seen fine lines visibly plump because of the pretty brief use of a prickly pear mask. I think it's just an ingredient that my skin really like drinks in and really helps hydrate the surface of my skin. Or at least that's the impression I've gotten. I don't know. But that made me excited about this. It says formulated with probiotic extracts, ceramides, and superfoods like apple and prickly pear. So to me, the ceramides are really exciting and the prickly pear is really exciting. And all of those combined factors were enough to make me take a chance on this. So as you saw, it's a very thick, juicy pump of a product. It's a white cream product that has a lot of body and it's nice and thick, which is great for spreading it on your face. It basically feels texturally like a thick hair conditioner. And it also kind of smells like a hair conditioner. And I really don't like that. So I got it home. I went to use it the first night and I pumped it out and I looked at it and smelled it and I was like, oh no, it kind of feels like I'm putting Herbal Essence's conditioner onto my face. It's a little thicker maybe than gladly for me. It's been so long that I've kind of forgotten the exact texture of Herbal Essence's conditioner, but it has that strong scented hair care smell to me. It's like a bit coconutty, a bit floral, and I immediately disliked it. I was like, I don't like the experience of putting this on my face. I feel like I'm putting conditioner on my face. I'm probably going to put this in a fails video. I am probably going to give it away. I was just feeling extremely disappointed about that aspect of the experience. However, I've continued to use it because it's what I have. Now that I know what to expect, that little disappointment about the smell and the texture has become less of a thorn in my side now that I know what I'm getting into when I decide to use it. I've managed to find time to use it almost every night for the past couple of weeks, and that has correlated exactly with the rejuvenation of my skin. So this is a very likely candidate for turning the ship around. I mean, this might single-handedly be the thing that has brought back softness to my skin. So I'm going to continue to use it. I'm definitely going to use it up. Who knows, I might buy it again. I'm more than willing to put up with that brief moment of disgust where I feel like I'm putting drugstore hair conditioner onto my face for the claims, because the claims are true, at least for me. Everything this claims to do, it has done. And I think the ingredients and what they led me to believe it would do, it's like I read between the lines correctly when I just discovered this. I'd never heard anyone talk about it. I didn't even know anything about this brand. And when I came across it and I read it, the box, the ingredients, and read between the lines, what I read there, what I was hoping for, it turned out to be true. So, not perfect in every way, but perfect in the ways that matter. And I'm excited to be able to share this with you. Maybe some of you won't mind the smell. I mean, it definitely makes it a more spa-like experience, kind of, in a way. It's just there's something about the specific scent that doesn't suit me perfectly. So, a couple of other treatment products that I've just been layering on most days. One I've actually used quite a lot of, and then I knocked it over in the dark and I didn't realize it was spilling and all the rest spilled out just last night. I'm actually so disappointed. So these are both Indee, the stem cell serum and the brightening cream. So the stem cell serum is the one I've been using actually religiously since Indee sent this to me, which was weeks and weeks ago at this point, but it kind of does correlate with the ship turning around. I just think my skin did really like this product, and I have noticed it's not just softness, just like a little bit of an increased brightness and overall quality of texture to the skin. I wouldn't be surprised if this is contributing some. There's none left in the bottle because I spilled it all over my vanity last night and it's totally empty, but it's a clear, slightly viscous serum. It's beefy. It's as beefy, I feel like, as a clear serum can get, but it doesn't leave behind a sticky residue and it blends well with other products, which is really important to me. So I really like this stem cell serum from Indee. I'm very sorry that it's gone. I do think that it's been working in tandem with all of these other things to help my skin. Because I was using this a lot. Like once it arrived, these Indee products, some of them I started incorporating just a little bit. This one I was using a lot, like a drop or two morning and night, I feel like, basically for several weeks in a row. So it feels like it could be a candidate. The Indee Brightening Cream, I haven't used as much as the other one, as you can see. I've maybe used up just a fifth of it. It's a nice, lightweight, kind of like a daytime weight moisturizer. And I've been using it as a layering moisturizer because I find that layering different layers of lightweight moisturizing products, one on top of the other, is one of the surest ways to bring life back to my skin. So a product like this that's heavier than a serum, has a little more stiffness than a serum, but isn't super intensely heavy duty and like sealing over everything and just locking everything in, this in-between layer. I find when I have something like this on my vanity, I end up reaching for it more than I thought that I would, just to add another layer. Easily add another layer that's going to blend in with everything and add more protection basically for my skin. And this is in the brightening line from Indee, and brightening is one of my main concerns because my skin gets kind of dulled by redness over time, and I also have scarring from acne. So I think of this as kind of a lightweight product. It's more just about the physical properties, not physically lightweight, but I mean lightweight, like wrestling, I guess, is where the term comes from when you say that something is a lightweight. That was how I meant it, even though I also said that it's a lightweight moisturizer. It's lightweight in every way. I think of it as a lightweight in my routine, not the heavy, the light. But I have no doubt that the brightening ingredients in it are also giving me a little boost in that direction. I don't think that it's the primary thing that has been revolutionizing my skin, but I have been using it, so I just wanted to mention it. Okay, this is another thing that I bought myself. I ran out of the vitamin C, the last vitamin C product that I had been using, and on a lark, I just decided to try the Sunday Riley C.E.O. vitamin C serum. So this is a lightweight, very cosmetically elegant product. I think that that's the thing that drew me to it. I had actually gotten a little sample pot of another C.E.O. product that was a moisturizer. I think it's the one called Afterglow. It left behind such a beautiful finish on the skin. I wanted to run right out and get a pot of it to use because I just loved the way my skin looked when I had it on. And then I was there in the Ulta and I was like, it's so expensive. For a vitamin C product, I don't want it to be a cream in a pot. If I'm buying something to be my vitamin C, I want it to be a serum that's like more airtight and light fast. So I just couldn't bring myself to spend that money, my vitamin C serum money, on a cream, even though it leaves behind such a beautiful finish. I was hoping that the serum would also leave behind a beautiful finish. And I just trusted a little bit more in terms of efficacy because of the delivery mechanism. And delightfully, it does. So I rubbed it in the back of my hand. I don't know if you're gonna be able to get anything from this, but I'm here to tell you, I use this in the mornings. It's expensive, but it has just been such a pleasure. It's been such a delight to get to I've like looked forward to getting through my morning skincare routine so that I can apply this product at the end and appreciate the way that my skin looks with this skincare product on it. It's just that lovely taut sheen. You know, it looks sheeny in the way of firm skin. I love the way that it looks. And these days I do have many days where I'm not putting on makeup. I'm just around the house. So I like that. I like having my unmade up skin look its best from skincare on days when I'm not wearing makeup. When I am wearing makeup these days, I've been using a glowy product. Like, you know, this glow is from Auric Glow Lust. It's not just this product. But I do feel like I don't have to add so much or work so hard to get glowy skin when this has been the last step in my morning skincare routine. I really like it. And Sunday Riley makes pretty powerful products, so it could also be contributing because it has entered my routine and integrated in at the same time as all of these other things in the second category. So it could be contributing. But I think that the heavy hitters have been the TULA mask and this last product that I'm going to tell you about, the Jones Road Light Moisture Cream. Let me tell you what, light is a misnomer. She is not light. This product, I mean, it's lighter than the other Jones Road moisturizer, the Miracle Cream. But the Miracle Cream is too thick and heavy for me. It feels almost grainy. It's a paste. I mean, it is extremely thick. It is like smearing a layer of lightweight, slightly emollient wax onto your face. And I think that that works for a lot of people. I think that that is a great product, but for me, it's just a little bit too much. And this is like the lightweight version of that. So that's why it's called the Light Moisture Cream. But compared to most moisturizers, most skincare products, it's not light at all. It is one of the juiciest, heaviest, actually waxiest, most reliably sealing, occlusive, slugging creams that I've ever come across ever. It is marvelous. So it is that, but it has this really wonderful, almost liquidy spreadability, even though it's so beefy once the layer is on. Needless to say, I'm using this as a last product in my evening skincare routine. I started to notice a difference in my skin right away when I started using it. What I'll say though is that I started noticing it. I actually mentioned something about it on camera because I happened to be filming the morning that I woke up for the first time. I think it was the first time, or maybe it was just after having used this for a couple of days. I woke up one morning and I was like, finally, I'm not waking up with dry skin, basically. And then I was on camera a couple hours later and I just mentioned it because I was so excited. That happened, but that was a week or two before I incorporated the TULA mask. And it's since incorporating the TULA mask that I've had this experience where I'm applying products or I'm washing my face or something and I touch my skin and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so soft. Like, it's so soft. So I feel like the Jones Road kind of paved the way and just started getting me a little bit more access to the deep layers of my skin by not letting it dry out so much all the time. It paved the way for some of these other products. I think mostly the TULA mask, but it could also be the Sunday Riley. It could also be C.E.O. And I think some of these Indee products, maybe even the stem cell. I mean, these three are kind of like, the Jones Road does what it does and it's really great. And then these three are kind of the likeliest suspects for the dramatic results that I've seen, with I think the TULA mask being the likeliest suspect. Because I forgot to say this, but I think that it also has glycolic acid in it or something. The mask doesn't have all the ingredients on the tube. It has something slightly exfoliating as well. It's a really intense product that offers a lot. So those are all of the products and which ones I think are doing the heavy lifting, which ones I think are the heavies, and which ones I think are the lightweights. And now let me just talk you through my usual skincare routine. I'm kind of a mess. I don't always do the same thing. I don't keep track of it on a little chart. My general feeling is that not everything should be used absolutely every night. Most things are used most of the time, but I will kind of switch it out. So I'll take breaks every third or fourth night. I'll take a break from Sunday Riley Good Genes. I'll just be like, not tonight. And I tend to do it kind of instinctively. If I feel like my skin is really super dry or really exfoliated right now, or really particularly extra soft, and so maybe I don't need that boost tonight, I'll take a break from it and just spend more time packing in lighter weight products like hydrating serums. And then sometimes I feel like I need to go hard on the exfoliating things, and then I'll do that. So it's kind of instinctive, kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But most of these products are on my face most of the time within a 24-hour period, and this is the order in which they tend to go. When I wake up in the morning, I usually don't use a cleanser on my face. I usually have residual product on my face from the night before. And so when I'm in the shower, or if I'm not showering, when I'm just washing my face, I just emulsify whatever's on my face with water and rinse it away and pat dry with a towel. Oh, I forgot about the Refer emulsion. Is that what it's called? Essence, the milky essence, the Refer Milky Essence. I forgot to bring it down here because it's in Joe's spot, in Joe's skincare spot, and I was just sourcing from my skincare spot. But usually this is how it goes. I rinse my face in the morning, I pat it dry with a towel, and then I steal a squirt of Joe's Refer Essence as I'm headed back to my vanity, and I pat that into my skin just to stave off that water evaporation that can leave the skin really dry. Then I start layering in the lightest weight serums. So lately that's been these guys, the Ren serum, the Indee stem cell serum, and then sometimes the lightweight Indee moisturizer, the brightening moisturizer on top of either both or one of those. Again, it's like, how much time do I have? How much is my skin suffering? What do I think I need? Sometimes it's just a drop of the Indee serum and then one little squirt of the brightening moisturizer. Sometimes it's 2 squirts of each of these serums, and I spend a long time pushing that into the skin, and then I add a pretty thick layer of the brightening moisturizer if I'm feeling really dry. But I usually just start start with the lighter weight things, moisture, moisture, moisture. And after that's soaked in, however much I decide to use, a pump or two of Sunday Riley C.E.O. And that's usually it for the morning. If I'm gonna wear sunscreen, I'll put the sunscreen on later before I go in with any kind of makeup, or if I'm just gonna be going on a walk outside and I'm not wearing makeup, I'll just put on the sunscreen later before I go out. So the morning's pretty simple. In the evening, that's when it gets juicy. I use the Balm cleanser to break down and remove any makeup or sunscreen that I might have on my face. I use the Brightening cleanser to get rid of any residual bits of any of that might have been left behind on my face. Double cleansing is absolutely the best method for me. And then if I have time, especially if I'm taking a quick bath, I will put on a thick layer of this TULA mask, usually 2 full pumps, which is kind of a lot. It says 2 to 3 pumps on the back. 3 pumps would be a lot. I feel like 2 pumps, I like to use a lot of product at once. I have kind of a big face. Maybe you can't tell. A decent amount of surface area to cover, okay? Even for me, I feel like 3 pumps would be a lot. And I've been leaving it on from anywhere between 10 minutes to like 40 minutes. I mean, sometimes if I happen to be able to take a longer bath, which doesn't happen very often, but if I happen to, I will leave it on for the whole time that I'm in the bath reading. And then when I get out of the bath, I'll rinse it a little bit, but mostly just kind of like wipe it off with a damp towel and pat it and rub it into the skin as the directions suggest. Then on the way back to my vanity, I will often repeat the morning's performance. I'll swipe a bit of Milky Essence from Joe, I'll pat that in, and I'll often use, again, my lighter weight serums. So a pump or two of the Ren Redness Relief Serum, a drop or two or part of a drop of the Indee stem cell serum, both of which are out. I'm realizing now I'm going to need to get something to fill this category of like a lightweight serum to basically revive and plump my skin right after cleansing, or in this case, cleansing and masking, and make it available for the treatment products to go on next. So I do that, and then I go in the evenings with Good Genes most evenings. Not every night, but most evenings. I'm trying not to use this up too fast because it's so expensive. So I usually just use 1 pump and spread it all over my face, and then I rein myself in from doing more. But if I really feel like my skin needs help, I'll do 2 pumps and put on kind of a thick layer of this. After Good Genes has soaked in, I take a blob of Ren Evercalm, emulsify it in my hands, and press it into my face. And once that has kind of settled on the skin, I take only a little bit of Jones Road Light Moisture Cream. A little bit goes quite a long way. I dot it around my face and I spread it over in a layer to seal everything in. So that's what I've been doing. And somehow, by some alchemy, or maybe just thanks to the TULA mask, my skin is really at its best right now within reason. Like, it's the best that I am able to do right now, given my circumstances and my constraints. And I'm so grateful because it's just been this little thing eating away at me. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Perfect skin isn't the be all end all. And I'm never going to have like perfect skin. Who does? What I mean to say is that it's totally fine that I'm at a time of life where I don't have enough bandwidth to care for my skin, to keep it in tip-top shape all the time. I had long ago accepted that. And so what a delight that just my slight bumbling and fumbling around and getting this lucky PR package from Indee and then introducing a random thing or two to try to see if any of them would help has gotten me here. I would love to know if you've come across any unexpected, maybe kind of off the beaten path skincare heroes lately, like the TULA mask, something that no one's been talking about. And you're like, why isn't everyone talking about this? It's perfect in XYZ way, or it's really rescued my skin, or something like that. Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.